Hi there folks, welcome back to RRTV. My name's Bernie Weemers and we're here tonight to bring you the Skip Barber Monday Lights Racing Series, round 5 tonight from Spa-Francorchamps. We had a total of 48 drivers join us tonight. We got 3 splits of 16 drivers in each split, and we will cover the top split. Now bear in mind, points are given to the top 2 splits, so drivers in the second split can still compete for this great series. So having a look at the point score at the moment, last week was a bit of an upset with quite a few big names having some issues, but we're on equal first at the moment. We have Ben Conroy and Enzo Cantor equal on 87 points. Cody Bird sits in third on 74 points. Joel Piotrowski on 70 points in fourth, and Ludwig Guidi down there in fifth place on 59 points. And he had a race to forget last week, it must be said. So while qualifying is going on, let's have a look at our track guide. So tonight they're racing around Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, classic pits. The sky's clear out there. They've got a wind speed of 22 kilometres an hour, so quite a strong wind. Track temp is a hot 37 degrees Celsius. Now the race length tonight will be a total of 9 laps around here for the Skip Barbers, and they're lapping in around about the 2:47s. So this race should take around about half an hour to complete. So we're still waiting for them to complete their first lap around here, and then we'll start seeing how qualifying is shaping up. But it's a great little series this, and it's really good to bring this to all our viewers out there. I hope you enjoy it. We're getting quite a few European names coming into the series now, which is great to see. And I thank all of those guys for making the effort and staying up late or getting up very early to join us here in Australia. And for those of you that like your GT3 racing, if you missed last night's broadcast, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/RRTV live, and you can see the replay there of last night's race. And it was a fantastic race as it was. This Wednesday night we have the Pro-Am Sports Car Series starting at 9 o'clock. And we'll be bringing that to you live, and that's going to be a 3-class series with pro drivers and amateur drivers all competing for the crown of that great championship. So at the moment, let's have a look at where all the drivers stand. Chris Lazarevic is provisional pole on a 2:48, followed by Ian Bevan in second. Third is Dale Ridley. Angelo Salura is sitting down there in fourth. Kevin Henderson fifth. We saw Kevin blow his motor last week and retire, so it's good to see him out there again this week. Sixth is Luke Whitten. Brian Hender sitting in seventh at the moment. Jason Willman is just pushed down to ninth now, and then rounding out our top 10. Well, Jason Willman, he's down to 10th, so they're only going to get a couple of laps here to set the fast qual time, so it's going to put the guys under a bit of pressure. Okay, so qualifying is up, so let's take you through the grid while we're waiting for them all to grid up here. So Chris Lazarevic takes pole position, followed by Schultz in second. Ian Bevan will start out of third position. Darryl Ridley will start out of fourth. Angela Salura with a bit of work to do down there in fifth position. Sixth, Kevin Henderson. Witten out of seventh. Ben Conroy will start out of eighth, and he's got a bit of work ahead of him as well. Brian Hendon ninth, Jason Willman 10th, 11th is Clark. Sergio out of 12th. Wright will start 13th, Bird 14th, 15th is Ian Robertson, and 16th is Josh Anderson. So we're just waiting for starters' orders here, and we will be underway very shortly for a 9-lap sprint around Spa. So we're waiting for the green light now. Revs are rising. We're underway here. We can see Chris Lazarevic got a good start, and followed by Simon Schultz second. Ian Bevan is tucking down there in third as they come through Eau Rouge the first time. Kevin Henderson nearly had contact, and it looks like all the drivers are through cleanly, which is great to see of this field of 16. Oh, we got contact. I spoke too soon. That's Kevin Henderson. He's had a huge accident there with the number 12, and the number 12 was Ben Conroy, so that's very expensive for Ben. He was equal first in points, and he did not need a start like that tonight. So out front is Chris Lazarevic, followed by Simon Schultz. Angelo Salura sitting in third, made his way from fifth. Fourth, Ian Bevan. Darryl Ridley is fifth position at the moment. Luke Witten, sixth. Seventh, Brian Hender. Josh Anderson already up to eighth. He started from 16th. Ninth, Jason Willman. And rounding out your top 10 is Matt Wright. We've got another spinner, that's number 3, and that was Ian Bevan. So, no, sorry, I called that wrong. It was Angelo Salura. So Angelo's joining right up the back, and he was doing really well for a while there, up to about 4th position. And unfortunately, his race isn't going his way either. So quite an eventful start here, but out front Chris Lazarevic and Simon Schultz are starting to get a gap on Ian Bevan. Luke Witten 4th, 5th Darryl Ridley. You can see there just Simon, he doesn't really want to get past Chris because it slipstreams everything around here, so he might be playing a bit of a strategic game, just sitting in there. And as this race winds down, the pressure will intensify. So coming around now to finish the first lap, Chris Lazarevic leading Simon Schultz as we ride with Simon coming up into La Source, and then they'll come down this hill into Radillon and Eau Rouge. To see as the slipstream starts taking effect there. Simon is in the slipstream, and is he going to jump out? He is. And he should make this move pretty easily. We can see there Chris just tucking back in there, and we'll no doubt see this lead swap and change each lap. But if these guys can work with each other, they can get a gap up on the third. That gap's currently sitting at 1.75 seconds, and but if they fight, that gap will close right down very quickly indeed. So now that the race has settled down a bit, let's go back and have a look at this incident between Ben Conroy and Kevin Henderson, just to find out what occurred here. You can see Ben starting to make a move on Kevin now. Looks like, oh, there was a bit of netcode going on there, because we could see all of a sudden Kevin getting caught up in the wheels of Ben Conroy there. And just look at Kevin fly in a minute. One of these cars, I think it's Kevin, gets really airborne as he gets... it's amazing that these... Oh, there we go. It's amazing no one else hit these two drivers, and it could have been a huge accident. Yeah, definitely a netcode issue going on there between those drivers. And then further on, we had Angelo Salura having a spin on the same lap, which cost him a 4th position. As we can see on the replay now, this spin occurred just coming into Curd Paul Frere. Sorry, my French isn't that good, but we'll stay with this replay and have a look at it. You can see he was sitting in 3rd position there, and he's just missed that apex by the looks of it, and yep, he's been collected. So he got a helping hand there by the number 2 car, and that was Ian Bevan. So it looked like Angelo might have just missed that apex a bit, and Ian's just collected the rear end there and spun him around. Back to live pictures now, folks. So we've got Simon Schultz at the moment as they come up to complete on their 3rd lap. We can see on the inside Chris Lazarevic coming through. Then we've got Simon Schultz. Josh Anderson already up to 3rd position. He started out as 16th. Great drive by him. Ian Bevan also sitting there in 4th position. And they've got quite a bit of a gap now. Back to Luke Whitten in 5th position. Jason Willman is in 6th position, and he is being challenged by Darryl Ridley. And Jason had just passed Darryl, that's why those positions are mixed up on the overlays. Matt Wright misses the apex there in 8th position. 9th, Cody Bird battling it out with Russell Clark and Brian Hender. And Angelo Salura bringing up the back in 12th position. Then we have 13th is Ian Robertson. Now it looks like Ian's had a moment out there, and we'll have a look at what happened to Ian. The 2 retirements is Kevin Henderson and Ben Conroy are both retired. De Silva Sergio appears to not have started this race. So once again we can see Chris Lazarevic getting into the tow here, and we'll jump on board with Simon as he's getting a tow again behind Chris. You can just hear him lifting here. This is not where he wants to make the move, because he knows as soon as he makes that pass, as soon as they come up onto the Camel Straight, Chris is going to come past with that slipstream effect. Now, as these laps come down though, we'll see strategy changing, and it'll be interesting to see where the guys decide to position themselves on that final couple of laps, because the slipstream is definitely not going to allow these two to break from each other. Further back, Josh Anderson at the moment still being stalked there by Ian Bevan, and so they're having a great battle there for 3rd and 4th position. So we're riding on the nose cone now of Ian Bevan. You can just see that slipstream, how quickly it starts taking an effect on these skip Barbers. Ian didn't get a good run there through Eau Rouge though, and that's going to stop him being able to capitalise down Camel Straight here. Can just see the draft coming into effect now, but I think he's going to run out of time here to make a move. Meanwhile, up front we have Chris Lazarevic. He has been passed by Simon Schultz again down Camel Straight, and that's just the effect of the slipstream I mentioned a moment ago. So it's quite interesting how the field is breaking up. We've got a battle for first and second, battle for third and fourth, and it looks like Jason Willman's now starting to catch Darryl Ridley, and that battle is for 6th and 7th position at the moment. Further down the field, it looks like Angelo's now starting to catch up to the back markers, and he's challenging Brian Hender and Matt Wright at the moment. Now, Angelo really needs to get as far up as he can to capitalise on these points. But he's going to have a hard task here with 6 laps to go around Spa. You can see he's made one move there quite easily on Brian Hender. The next one is Matt Wright, who got it a bit sideways, and that's going to cost him on the exit speed here, as we'll see Angelo now range up on him as that slipstream takes effect, and no doubt Angelo will want to get past him as quickly as he can. He dives to the inside. This should be a fairly easy pass here for Angelo, and yep, he makes it stick. Meanwhile, in 10th and 9th, Russell Clark, Cody Bird are battling it out as Russell's going to the outside here on La Source. You don't want to go too wide around here, guys, but he's going to push the issue, and he's going to lose out. So his next opportunity will be up onto Camel Straight as Simon Schultz sets the fastest lap with a 2:47.898. You can see the two leaders coming up for the 4th time. 5 laps to go, well, the 5th time, and we've got 5 laps to go in this race. And again, Chris Lazarevic on the inside, Simon on the outside, further back, Ian Bevan on the inside, making a move there on Josh Anderson. You can see Darryl Ridley now, he is under pressure by Jason Willman for 6th and 7th. Russell Clark is 9th. He's made that move stick with Cody Bird at the moment, and then we can see in the background Angelo Salura. For those just joining us, Angelo made his way up to 3rd position, and he had an incident with Ian Bevan and spun out, and that put him back all the way to 12th position. Well, as we see Simon there getting it all crossed up, he's got to watch himself here, because he's definitely going to lose a lot of positions here. He could lose 3rd and 4th as Ian and Josh now get on the back there. That is not what Simon wants. It looks like it just broke free as he went through Puhon there, but a good catch. These cars, once they get sideways, you've got to be very careful, or else you'll end up overcorrecting and into the fence. So we're riding with Josh Anderson now as they're coming down through Coeurdre into Blanchimont. He's on the outside as they come into Blanchimont now. That was a pretty gutsy move there to go on the outside, and he'll get the momentum down here to try and capture Simon Schultz. Now, Chris will breathe a sigh of relief, because if he can get a break here and break that slipstream, this race will definitely play in his hands. So Chris Lazarevic first, Short second, Anderson third, fourth Bevan. Whitten is in fifth position, and he is now coming under pressure by Darryl Ridley in sixth position. So we jump on board with Darryl, and we'll just have a look at how much of a slipstream he can gather behind Luke. See now the slipstream starting to take effect. He had quite a bit of a moment there as he went through Eau Rouge, and that's stopped him being able to capitalise. We have now Josh Anderson has overtaken Simon Schultz for that second position. I thought after Simon had that spin he was going to be vulnerable, and he's been proved right as we see Josh four-wheel drift the car there. Oh, he goes wide, he nearly hits a fence. That was, he throws a bunch of rocks up onto Simon. That was a close call for Anderson there. See now Simon starting to battle with Anderson, and while these two are doing it, Chris Lazarevic is going to capitalise on that gap, which he's doing. Last time by, that gap was 3.76 seconds, and we'll have a look now at what that gap is with the live comparison. So those gaps are not correct. As we see now, Josh Anderson going wide again. He's using up every bit of track plus half the infield there as he gets that exit. But Simon's now coming down on the outside. Is he going to? No, he tucks back in, thinks twice about that, and they're coming down now with 3 laps remaining once they go across the start-finish line. And we can see now Ian Bevan's also getting into the slipstream here. So this is a battle of 3 for second and third on the podium at this stage. Further back, Darryl Ridley has got past Luke Whitten for 5th position, and he can see the guys in front, but I'm not sure if he's going to have enough laps to catch them. Further down we can see Angelo Salura behind Russell Clark and Cody Bird there, and Angelo's now up to 10th position, and he's going to want to get past these two to maximise his points haul after that spin earlier tonight. But up front now we can see the 3 guys here. We've got Josh Anderson inside, Simon Schultz on the outside, Ian Bevan tucking in as they look at thinking about going 3 wide. Ian's now going on the outside of Simon. Josh cuts in just in behind Simon there to protect his position. See now Angelo has got past both of those drivers, Russell Clark and Cody, so that brings him up to 10th position. These overlays will update next time we go across the start-finish line. And then we've got Matt Wright and Brian Hender in 11th and 12th, and Ian Robertson having quite a lonely drive there in 13th position. So you can see that gap is definitely playing into Chris's hands here as Simon and Josh now battle it out for the second position. And while these guys are doing this, I don't think they're going to have a chance in catching Chris at this point. Looking at their lap times, Chris Lazarevic did a 2:48.363, Simon 2:48.4 2:44.44 and Josh a 2:47.608. So Josh has definitely got the pace, but he's got to get past Simon and try to break that toe as he cuts her on the outside there. A gutsy move, and he's taking to the outfield, so he'll get a 1x for that, and he'll just have to keep an eye on his incident levels so he doesn't get disqualified. As we can see in the background, Darryl Ridley is battling it out with Luke Whitten for 5th and 6th, but all the action's down here, but now between Ian Bevan and Simon Schultz. So we jump on board with Ian now, and we'll ride up Camel Straight with him just to see how he can affect a pass. But up further we can see Josh Anderson now. He's managed to break that slipstream a bit. Simon's using all the track there, and he got a very good exit out through Blanchimont there and onto Camel Straight, and that's going to help him slingshot back up towards Josh Anderson here. See now Angelo, he has just effected a pass on Jason Willman there, and Russell Clark has gone with Angelo, so Angelo is up to 7th position. 8th Russell Clark. Jason Willman, he's dropped down to 9th, so losing 2 positions this lap, and he's looking vulnerable now with Cody Bird starting to put the pressure on the back of Jason Willman. Meanwhile, up front here, Josh Anderson is defending towards Simon Schultz for that 2nd position. Ian Bevan's just trying to hang on, and we can see Chris Lazarevic now hit that gap. Let's have a look at it. Is 3.1 seconds. So with coming up to the last lap, they're not going to be able to catch Chris unless he makes a mistake. But the battle for 2nd and 3rd is definitely on now between Simon Schultz and Ian Bevan. See now Simon opting to tuck in here, and he'll want to get a good run down through Blanchimont here to get that run up Camel Straight as they start. They should be starting their last lap. So coming through La Source now, they'll get the last lap flag as they come down through the start finish line. You can see out the back here, Josh Anderson 2nd, Simon Schultz is in 3rd. So you can see he's getting the slipstream now. He's going to want to make the move here because this is going to make it hard for Josh to get back at him. And you can just see that slingshot effect there. Oh, Ian Bevan's making it 3 wide here. He's got a great run, and he's going to take both of them. Oh man, that's a fantastic move there by Ian Bevan, and he overcooks it a bit, and great driving by these 3. And we can see out front Josh Anderson came back, so that was fantastic driving between these 3 now. The only move Simon's going to have is to throw it down the outside here as Josh now overcooks it. Final lap of this battle, and it's still anyone's guess who's going to take 2nd as Josh Anderson defends Simon Schultz. Ian Bevan, he's got the pace sitting there in 4th position and hungry for a podium finish. And they're going to really throw this at each other as they come down now through the where are we, through Campus into Stavelot, and then up towards Blanchimont here now for the final time of the Monday Light Skip Barber Racing Series here at Spa. You can see Josh Anderson now, he's got a good run. Schultz third, and Ian Bevan in 4th position. So Simon, he's got to be careful here. He's going to go on the outside. We know Josh runs it wide around here. He's got to make sure he doesn't get pushed off the track as he parks it on the outside there. Josh, and there's contact there. We can see big contact. And looks like Josh has broken his steering. That's so unfortunate. Hopefully he'll be able to get that car home for that 4th position. But meanwhile, up front we can see Chris Lazarevic here coming down to La Source for the final time, and he will take out round 5 of the Skip Barber Monday Lights Racing Series here at Spa-Francorchamps. Looking back second at the moment, Simon Schultz holds on to second. Third, Ian Bevan. 4th, Josh Anderson with steering damage. He will not be happy with that. Darryl Ridley comes home in 5th position. 6th, Luke Whitten. 7th, Angelo Solura. Good recovery drive by Angelo. 8th, Russell Clark just defending against Cody Bird for 9th. 10th, we can see Brian Hender and Matt Wright home for 12th. And the last of our finishers is Ian Robertson coming up to finish in 13th. We had, as he slides, a bit of a retirement there between Kevin Henderson, Ben Conroy. They came together on the first lap, and big crash there on the Camel Straight, and they were very, very lucky that other cars did not collect them. As we see Ian now coming across, let's have a look at this replay between the contact of Josh Anderson and Simon Schultz. Just see there, they collected wheels, threw Josh up, and I tell you what, that was a great save there by Josh Anderson not to put that car into the wall. So looking at the super slow-mo here, we can see Josh, as Simon comes back on, they collect wheels there, and Josh did a fantastic job at saving that car, and he came very close to collecting that wall, but good driving there by Josh. You can just see him as he's slowing it up. Severe suspension damage on that car, but fortunately it was the last lap, so he could get that car home in 4th position. For those of you who joined us late, we'll show you this incident from Ben Conroy's point of view. This was very much netcode. As we can see here, he's just coming on the outside. Kevin Henderson on the inside, and we'll just see them tag wheels, and then all heck will break loose. As you can see them just going through each other. And that is what netcode looks like, folks. And then they collected each other into the fence, but look at them come across the circuit, and I don't know how the rest of the field managed to avoid these guys, but I tell you what, it was good driving by all concerned to avoid that, and Kevin Henderson launches into the air, and that's pretty much showing server issues there, and that unfortunately ended their race. But in the green room we have Ian Bevan, so let's bring Ian up and have a chat. Hi Ian, welcome to RRTV's commentary box. I tell you what, that was a fantastic move you made on Camel Straight on that last lap.
Well, half of it was fantastic. Unfortunately, not the bit that counted. I really just did miss up the breaking point, and I was very lucky enough to either cause an accident or get a worse slowdown than I did. But it was good fun. I deliberately sat there at the back, and I thought I've timed this perfectly. I've got the run I needed. I mean, who's to say if I'd have been able to hold it further into the lap? But made a bit of a mess of it.
Yeah, well, there's a pretty gutsy move there, throwing it on the inside. You, of course, overcooked it a bit under brakes, and I tell you what, I don't know how you three got through that part of the circuit without colliding, but of course, further on it really heated up, didn't it, when Simon and Josh tangled wheels. What were your thoughts at that point?
I guess my first thought was, I hope I don't get tangled up in this, and the second one was really just feel bad for Josh. I think it looked from me, I haven't watched the replay, but it looked for me like possibly a bit of net code contact. I guess you've seen a replay, but it happens. I mean, Josh had made a fair few mistakes during the race, which was just a little bit unfortunate. But he's a great racer, and I think he was a bit cross when he finished the race. But he'll bounce back. He's one of the real fast guys, and yeah.
Yeah, he certainly is. He actually started from 16th position today, so to have him up there battling for a podium was a remarkable drive in itself. But no doubt he'll be kicking himself. We did have a look at the replay, and it looked like Simon was on the outside there off the track, and he was trying to get it back in, and unfortunately they collected wheels, and that was history for Josh. But I tell you what, if you have a look at the replay, that was a fantastic save by Josh to keep it off the fence. Brilliant driving by all three of you guys tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's good fun. These draft tracks really it obviously tests you in terms of finding a braking point when the car's going so much faster than you might be used to. And in a track like Spa, a small mistake costs you a huge amount of time. So if you lose your drafting partner, then you're in trouble. I was pretty fortunate actually that Josh came through the field, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have caught up with Simon. So I benefited from Josh's good race, to be fair.
Yeah, fantastic driving. And how are you finding this series anyway? Are you enjoying your time in the Skip Barber?
Oh yeah, I am. I've been driving the Skip for a while now. It's my favourite car. It's a bit less. It's a bit less of a death trap than it was, say, 5 years ago when the thing went oversteer. It was probably a little bit more fun back then, to be honest, but the driving is really good. And the standard, I took a year and a half off, as I think you sort of brought it up last time checking. And, when I left, there was a handful of good drivers in our neck of the woods, Australia and New Zealand. And when I came back, probably 6 months ago now, I can't believe the number of good drivers there are, just some really, really, really genuine, quick guys. And, there is no time of day when I can sort of enter a race now and expect to just automatically get a top three. And to be honest, that kind of was the case a couple of years ago. So the series is absolutely fantastic. The competition is better than ever. And I just hope when the runners come along, in however many months that is, that it doesn't really decimate what we've got going here.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the thing, isn't it, when the Renault does come out, to see if the Skips can keep this strength of field, or if everyone jumps into the Renault and gives that a run. But anyway, Ian, thanks for popping in for a chat. Great race tonight, and congratulations on third for the podium tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bernie. It's been my pleasure to talk to you. Thanks a lot for doing the broadcast. It really adds something to the series, mate. Appreciate it.
No problem. And before we let you go, is there any sponsors you need to give a shout out to tonight?
To be honest, probably just my wife. Being so incredibly patient with me doing this thing. I probably should be spending time with her. But other than that, no, just on Saturday. Thanks, mate.
All right, thanks, Ian. We'll see you next week, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, folks, that was quite a dramatic race there, and Chris Lazarevic taking the win tonight. As we can see in the background, I can see what happened to Ian Robertson there, and he had a bit of a coming together with the car. But anyway, Chris Lazarevic first, second Simon Schultz third, Ian Bevan, and fourth Josh Anderson limping home. Fifth was Darryl Ridley. So that's our top 5. And that is pretty much the end of our broadcast for tonight for the Skip Barber Monday Lights. Now, for all you guys that like your sports car racing, we will be back Wednesday night to bring you the live coverage of the Australian Sports Car Championship Round 1. It's a Daytona night race, so it should be fantastic action. So definitely join us then. If you like our video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of our action, definitely subscribe. You can get more news on what's going on in the sim racing community by going to facebook.com/Redback Racing TV. Well, anyway, folks, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to your company next time. And my name's Bernie Wiemers, and you've been watching RRTV.